Alright, hi and welcome to my first ever reaction video, and the Apple event is still live as far as I know. I'm not sure, I live in Norway, so it's a bit cold today, sorry for the winter clothes. And the Apple event, I think, since it's in a different time zone, I'm not sure about the times exactly, but it looks like it's either just wrapping up or still going on. So I'm at apple.com now, trying to find out new information about everything they are releasing. And I don't know what that is. I've only seen that there's an iMac. That's the only thing I've seen. I don't know. I'm really interested to see if there's some kind of MacBook Pro, because that's what I'm looking for the most. And yeah, let's get going. Great. All right, so here you should see the website, and if we're lucky, then the sound should work so that if they have any videos, you should hear that too. Let's go scrolling. So that's all I've seen so far. This is apparently a colorful iMac. All new inside and out, impossibly thin, 24-inch, 4.5K Retina display, the best speakers, mics, and camera in a Mac. Supercharged by the M1 chip. So it's still an M1, no M1X or something. Interesting. But they actually say the best camera. Apple hasn't updated their cameras significantly in their Macs. I don't know. I'm currently filming this on my, don't laugh, 2012 MacBook Pro Retina. So the first generation of Retina displays is what I'm still using. So old school, normal USB, no USB-C, and that thing has a good camera, but it's really bad by today's standards. But I also do have, at work, where I'm currently also working a bit, I have access to a brand new MacBook Pro, and yeah, the webcam isn't really much better. It's a bit better, but yeah, though that's funny. But for my own opinion, I am really looking for something to replace my MacBook Pro. And so this is a 15-inch Retina Intel from 2012 with real USB, and I'm still like holding on to USB. So I would rather buy a 2015 MacBook Pro with real USB ports than anything new. But let's see if this changes my mind. So iPad Pro. Oh, that's probably new too then, M1 chip. 5G capabilities, new ultra-wide front-facing camera with center stage, whatever that is, but it seems like they're doubling down on cameras. iPhone 12, that I think is the normal old iPhone 12. AirTag. Attach one to your keys. Okay, I've heard rumors about that they have something. Yeah, okay. So it's a little device to track things with your phone. So if you put it on your keys, you always can find your keys, and if you put it somewhere on anything that moves, basically, then you can track it. Apple TV 4K, a 12 Bionic chip, that still sounds old to me. I like the old Apple TV, or pretty much this one, we have that. Oh no, we have a different remote, so I don't know if this is brand new, since it's an A12 Bionic chip, I don't know. So seems like no new iPad, no, I mean iPads, yeah. We have one iPad Pro, which is new apparently, and no new iBooks. No, MacBooks. So let's check out the iMac. That's obviously the most interesting one. Learn more. You've never seen a computer like this before. Yeah, well, if Apple says that, they might be saying it, and it might be true. Okay, so it has colors. Say hello to the new iMac, inspired by the best of Apple, transformed by the M1 chip. Stands out in any space, fits perfectly into your life. Okay, so it stands out, yet it perfectly fits into your life. That's some good wording here, we like that. $12.99. Like I said, I haven't ever bought an iMac. I don't know if that's expensive or not, but it doesn't sound expensive to me. Order 30th of April, available second half of May. Okay. So watch the event and watch the film. So I guess the event is still going on since the link is here. 7 vibrant colors. You do you. Haha. Okay. I don't really care for colors. Do they have a gray one, a silver one? Seems like they don't. What? They have different shades of blue, but no gray. Let's have a look. Blue. Green. Pink. Oh, here. That's silver. Perfect. So that's probably the one I would stick to. I mean, obviously we have to update and change things over time. Products look stale if they always are the same, but I want my stuff to look professional and classy, yet kind of maybe cool, or I don't know what to call it. So I would probably go for the silver one. But there you can also see a little bit of the ports. So it seems like there's a headphone jack on the front, on the bottom left, I mean. So here, on a keyboard and mouse, that looks normal. I usually prefer the trackpad. And then power button, that would be behind the headphone jack, and then 4 USB-C ports. Okay, that looks kind of colorful. Yeah, that fits very childish. Nice, looks very creative. This one also fits right in. I mean, cool, kind of. And they're really flat. Okay, so they're going basically for the iPhone 5 design, where it was all flat and rounded edges. Super thin, wow. Okay, amazing animation or something. This extraordinary design is only possible thanks to M1, the first system on a chip for Mac. It makes iMac so thin that the text disappears. It makes iMac so thin and compact that it fits in more places than ever. I'm still sometimes struggling with that they don't use any, how do we say, not the iMac, it's just iMac. M1 integrates processor, graphics memory, yeah. Abracadabra. Change of colors. A perfectly poised stand and a Thunderbolt. Okay, so does that mean only 2 ports are... Well, it's all USB-C, but then 2 are Thunderbolt or something like that? So they are even faster than USB-C, I guess? A power connector that easily attaches via magnets. So they're having a MagSafe now. They're bringing back the MagSafe. Okay, that's a good sign for future MacBooks. With color-matched woven cable. A woven cable, like on your grandma's iron, to iron the clothes. Or really expensive electric guitar cables. What's that? Oh, that's probably games or something, or maybe a movie. The Croods, New Age. Looks like a movie. Great. Yeah, okay, you can watch movies. Great. I remember when they launched the white plastic MacBook, the first MacBook that was called MacBook, before it was called iBook. And there you can actually watch 1.5 DVDs, or 1.5 movies on one battery charge. That was like extremely awesome. So about 2 hours battery life while watching DVDs. And yeah, so they're still using movies. You can still watch movies on a Mac. Great. See the big picture. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, P3 color gamut thingy. Awesome. Macs always have had great displays. That's really, really great. 1080p FaceTime HD camera ready for your close-up. Okay, so that looks like it's maybe the same camera as you would have in like an older iPhone, which, you know, before the iPhone started filming in 4K, you can probably now use that same technology in your iMac. So you got a 1080p camera. Okay, something like that. Doubles the resolution, yeah. It was 720p before. Blah, blah, blah. Larger sensor, okay, great. So you get a little bit better camera. Okay, but it does some smart computing. That's nice. So then it's probably an old iPhone camera with the M1 processing for auto white balance, auto exposure, face detection, image fusion, whatever that is, noise reduction, highlight detail, so that's cool. So it tries to make it brighter and then put it down again to make it look more filmatic, kind of like what we would do in Final Cut or Premiere. And local tone mapping, probably they try to improve skin tones or something like that. Studio quality, mics for high quality conversations. Great. I guess that's all good. 6-speaker sound system, audio that fills a room. Great, that's good. M1 and Big Sur. That means Safari is faster. Great. Lightroom. What's that? Lots of opacity, but it's white. Vector Nature. Cool. That's a new program. Never heard of that before. There are now more apps for iMac than ever before because you can run iPhone apps. Great. iMac and iPhone, quite the pair. Okay, so it's quite logical and chronological how they built this sales page, and then AirDrop, so you can seamlessly share between phones and devices. Great. Universal Clipboard lets you copy text, images, photos, and more on your iPhone and paste it on your iMac. That's cool. Not that I use my iPhone for such things so far, but maybe I will. And devices that work together. Great, great. Keep the color going all the way to your fingertips. Okay, so even keyboard and mice and trackpad are now colored. Great. Let's look at the keyboard. Okay, it's still a keyboard with the ugly arrows. It's not a reverse T design like it used to be. Like my fingers, I just like to sometimes rest my fingers, those 3 basically, on the arrow keys, so I know which one is which, and I just feel it's weird to have a full-size arrow left and right keys, while only small up and down. Yeah, but other than that, looks pretty normal. No touch bar. That's good. I like that. I don't like the touch bar, so I'd rather have buttons. Much faster to say. Magic. Okay, they've got the fingerprint sensor. I don't care for that at all. See it in your shop, see it in your gym, see it in your kitchen. Okay, so you have AR built into the View iMac in AR. Okay, so that's just to see this iMac now on my phone. Yep. Compare all iMac models. So 2 ports. Okay, so that's the cheaper one. Only has 2 ports. Yeah, okay, so that was on the screenshot. Okay, so it's actually $1,500 starting price. Click on that one, please. Thank you. Oh wow, is that the whole list of available stuff? What's that? iMac 4 Thunderbolt 3 ports? Is that a new one? It's probably the M1 one. No, that's the M1. Are they announcing a new one? What? Gotta check that out next. But yeah. So it seems like they only have one screen size. They're actually going down from 27-inch to 24. And they don't have a 21-inch anymore. Actually, I was so surprised when I saw a 21-inch iMac some months ago. Somewhere had an old one standing around in storage or something, and I was like, what on earth is that? I haven't seen such a tiny, tiny Mac in years. But 24 is quite small. I heard the rumors were supposed to be a 30-inch iMac. Like, I remember back in 2007-ish, I had a summer job in a newspaper as a graphic designer. And they had one main Mac for the graphic design department and several cheaper ones. But the main Mac that was at that time probably the new Intel. That's when it just transitioned to Intel. And they had a 30-inch cinema display, as they called it. And for that you needed, I think, 2 outputs. So 2, I don't know what ports that even were back then. Maybe 2 display ports or something. Or 2 VGA, probably not VGA, but 2 cables going to the screen to feed a 30-inch display, and it was like so huge. Like sitting in front of it, trying to go left and right with the mouse, it felt like it took forever. And now a 27-inch is kind of normal. 24 sounds even small, but okay, so that means they probably in a year or so release something bigger. But for now, this is the model. So 24-inch, 8-core, 16, up to 1 terabyte, up to 2 terabyte. Okay, so on the bigger models, you get 2 more ports and you can upgrade them more. And you have a magic keyboard with lock key, but not with Touch ID. Funny. So you get a cheaper keyboard. But you know what? That's fine with me. I don't use fingerprints or face detection. I don't like it. And I just heard a story that that's a fact. In India, there was a woman and a husband a wife and a husband on an airplane. Husband was asleep. Wife had suspected for a while that the husband has been cheating on her, and obviously on an airplane you're sitting right next to the person, and the husband had his phone out, then was asleep on the airplane. So your thumb can still be recognized while you're asleep. So the wife took the phone of the husband, scanned the thumb, unlocked the husband's phone while he was asleep, and found out, yes, he had been messaging and he actually had an affair with some other woman. And it turned into a huge disaster. The wife got so upset that the airplane had to emergency land and separate the two, call the police and everything. No joke. Happened. That would never happen if you don't have a thumb, face or touch thumbnail recognition. If you use a number, if you're asleep, you're asleep. And the laws in most parts of the Western world, at least, says that not even the police can force you to give out your PIN code for anything. So if you're a criminal, you have something to hide, and you use Touch ID, well, obviously the police has the law and they're allowed to scan your thumb, and they can thus unlock your phone too. But the law, at least in Europe, states that the police is not allowed to force you to give out your PIN codes and your numbers. So the police can't unlock your phone. Think about that. Anyway, but I have nothing to hide, but still I just don't want people to have stuff like my face or Touch ID. I don't care for that. But yeah, so what's the difference? Yeah, okay, so they have a little bit less powerful graphics. It's very similar on both of them. So how much would an upgrade cost? Configuring something. Can we do that already? Like they're pretty much identical, just like what we said in the beginning. They have 4 ports and they have Touch ID, and they come with, I don't know what it was. Let's have a look. A little bit bigger hard drive, and can have bigger ones, but I can't configure them yet. Or what? Let's just see if we can configure one. Why do we? Okay, there were 2 choices. I clicked on one. Oh, now I have to start over. Okay. Well. Can't select them though yet, so you can't buy them just as right now. Funny. Well, great. So far, so good. So that's all about the new iMacs. Let's see if we find something else that's new so far. Let's go back to the apple.com homepage. I think the event is still going on. A nice little animation. So they say they are introducing a new iMac, an iPad Pro, iPhone 12 in purple, yay, AirTag and Apple TV 4K. So that was actually new too. Great. So that's it. Bit underwhelming, but let's hope they release a MacBook Pro, like a stronger one, soon. But so far this iMac looks promising, and yeah, alright. If I would be buying a new Mac, I would have nothing against buying this new iMac. I'm looking forward to use the M1 or whatever successor they come up with in the future. The chips look very promising. Already now they're super powerful. And yeah, so it's just a matter of what your budget is, and they are both not really expensive. And yeah, You can't go wrong with a new iMac here. Either one of them. Great. All right. Thank you guys for watching, and if you want to check out my music or my other products, check out my websites. You can find them all at tobiasmichel.com and also at lovablesounds.com, where I make lo-fi beats to relax to and meditate to. Yes. Okay. Bye for now.